your beginning to someone else's middle. What's up, everyone? This is Marisa Johnson, and welcome to my podcast, Tournament Talk. Today's going to be a short and sweet message, and I'm coming to you live from my yoga room where I participate in my yoga classes. Today was inspiration for this topic of comparing ourselves to others. And this is applicable in honestly any sport, so great message for all. But I'm going to apply it to tennis and also apply it to a little bit of yoga because that's what I thought of today. But you know how we go out sometimes and we're playing tennis and it's like we just see the other person on the other court or maybe even see our opponent and we just think like, wow, why does it come so easy to them? And the same thing happened when I'm in the yoga class today. So I look over to the person next to me and they're just in this incredible pose. And in my mind, it's like so far of a way to get there. Like, how did they become so good at this? And so the quote that I mentioned at the beginning, don't compare your beginning to someone else's middle. It really says a lot. We always think that we see our opponent or other people and we look at them like, wow, that must come so easy to them. But we have to just flip that in our mind because that's absolutely not true. So what I mentioned in my podcast, maybe it was 2 times ago, I think I mentioned how I was playing tennis with Sean T and I was getting frustrated because he, was out there like beating me and I was working hard on the court for every single day and it was like he didn't come out and practice for a whole week and I was frustrated because like that's not fair in my opinion, right? It's like why is this happening if I'm working twice as hard as somebody else and this just comes so easy to them? But it takes a little bit to think in your mind, like, you know what, maybe it's not as the way that you're thinking that it is. Maybe the person that I was playing, maybe Sean, when I was playing against him, maybe he really practiced hard in some certain other area that I just couldn't see, right? And obviously he's like super duper crazy fit, so like maybe he's more experienced in that era. But what was I doing? I was putting in my head that it came easier to him. But that's not always the case. And even if it is the case, which sometimes maybe it really is, some people just have natural talent, we can't be comparing ourselves to where they are. I know that it's hard as players to accept that. And I know that a lot of people have natural born talent and they come and they try something and they get it like that. And we think like, man, that's just not fair. I have to work 10 times as hard just to catch up to where this person is. And I honestly feel like I'm one of those people. I remember when I was starting out playing tennis, if you listen to one of my first episodes, I was not a strong player. I honestly was struggling so hard to even catch up to anybody that was my age because they were just either 1, super talented already, or 2, they were just practicing for a long time. Same thing happens when we practice certain strokes, like my kick serve. I wish my kick serve was as good as other people with their kick serves, but I don't know how much that person has put the work in to get to the level that they are. And we can't always assume that people have gotten to the level that they are just by sitting around doing nothing. Obviously, that person puts in a lot of work too. So we have to just think in our head, don't compare yourself to another person. And it's as simple as that. I know it's hard to accept sometimes because it's very easy to compare ourselves with other people in other sports. Like, wow, they're just so good. Like, why can't that come as easy to me? And the biggest thing or the biggest tips that I can say that are going to help you if you struggle with comparing yourself with others is just to focus on you. Nobody else is better at being you than you. And if you want to get better at something, let's say it's your slice or your forehand or whatever stroke, or maybe it's the whole tennis game in general. Whatever you're trying to get better at, focus on you and don't look at the other person on the other side of the net or the people on the court next to you, because you have no idea what they've gone through to get to the talent level that they are at. And maybe you can assume, but you definitely don't know. So if it makes you feel any better and you see somebody like that's been playing for a long time, they have gone through a lot of hard work. And I know because my clients that I coach, they're always like, man, wow, like that, it looks so easy. You make it look so easy. Well, yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for 15 years, right? And so to them, it's like this huge, like, oh my gosh, like, why can't I do this? And you just have to know that it's taking a lot of hard work for the person on the other end. So don't assume things, don't compare yourself. Like I said, focus on you and just keep working towards improving for yourself. That's the biggest message I can say right now, is just for you, focus on you and focus on what you want to get better at instead of thinking about how good that other person is, because they've put in a lot of hard work too, and so can you. So that's the message today, short and sweet. Hope that I kind of got my point across. I know it's easier said than done, but I've learned through many years to stop comparing myself to the other person on the other side of the net. Though recently it has come up again, and that's why I wanted to bring up this topic. So keep working hard, do what you gotta do, and if you know somebody that needs help with this message, just know that they're not alone, and those players, even just like me, struggle with the same thing. Just know that you're not alone, and you can definitely work very hard and become successful and to that level that you are striving for. So anyways, thank you so much for joining me on this podcast episode of Tournament Talk. And like I said, don't forget to share, subscribe, and let me know if you have any questions. If anybody wants to throw in some suggestions for the next topic, I'm all ears. Alrighty, thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next episode of Tournament Talk.